know about the meaning of Apsara first of all, where this came from, and what is the meaning and what is the significance. So, if you know the meanings in Apsara, that's making more sense and more just a musical, more really dance, more just like a enjoyment and happiness. I mean, those are the Gandharvas and Kinderbas. Basically, Gandharvas, Kinderbas means the musical instrument play or concert. That is the significance of the Gandharvas and Kinderbas. So they are, joyful way of playing. When you come to the Apsara, so Apsara, when you point it to the Apsara, Apsara means up means like having nothing beyond after. That means up. Having nothing beyond after. So you cannot go beyond than anything. So that means up. Sara means like the energy and the reals meaning. So reals, that is the means the Sara. So, and also the energy. So when you come to the get together with the Apsara means having beyond the energy, you move forward with this. And mostly, if you see in the Nepal history in China, and I mean, everywhere, even in the Christianity, they also have like the angels, which is also the play as the roles of the Apsaras. So, in the historically, any religious have Apsara they may be recalled in a different names, but in the sutras and dharmas, Apsara is there, like especially it's in the religious practitioner. Apsara is there to help you to liberate, help you to guide you, help you to transform, help you to however you want to making transform happen. There's the histories in the Buddhist histories and also the Hindu histories and other histories. Apsara becomes like the manifestants and it kills others. So who's making a destroy, let's say, and they come for to destroy something else. Like there's in the Shiva Purana, there's a called the Bhasmasura. Bhasmasura is a king of the one of the kingdoms, and he want to get that really powerful, really powerful. So he want to how I can get powerful. He just always dreaming about I can concrete worlds, I can having world. And somebody recommended him like, oh, pray for the Shiva. Shiva will be give you blessing or boons. And then he just years and years in a practice, Shiva just appears like a, and then Shiva's like oh, I need the powers like that. He can give me blessings. But Shiva's like oh, I've been very impressed with you because you've been dedicated and practicing since, calling me. So I'm here for to help you, whatever you needed. And he said, I need a power. And power which is no one can destroy, no one can kill, or no one can kill some kind of power. And then Shiva said, there's no such a things there. It's if somebody come in this world, they need to die. And then others said, then give me that when I touch somebody, it can destroy the person. So anybody can touch its head with the right hand, it can be turning to the ashes. And then like, okay, bless you, tatas too. And then what happened there, like at a, well, Shiva, I don't know, your power is working or not working. Let me touch. So let me see, I can touch you. See that your power is working. And then the Shiva just like, oh, surprise. And then Shiva just let me, he just ran, and going on and on. Like, and then Shiva just hide it under the grounds. And that's why we have a festival in Nepal once a year, which is called Lukmadya. Lukmadya means who hide the Shiva under the suis. So that person cannot find. And meantime, with runnings, and they is Shiva called to the Vishnu, please help me for the, this guy. And Vishnu come with just the transformation as the Apsara. So he come with the Apsara. It's like a beautiful ways, like the magnetizing. His name is also the we call that it's magnetizing. So what's the Sanskrit word for magnetizing? I forget that word for the magnetizing. Uh, Somehow, like its name is called magnetizing, and like wow, he just blown up like wow, such a beautiful lady is there. Oh, I should like grab this. I should get married, and then he just follow with this guy, and I like yes, you can marry with me, but only my sword is like I'm a dancer, and if you can dance, if you, I'm just I can only marry someone who can dance. Like it's impossible. Well, you don't need to worry, I can teach you, I'm a professional dancer, so just follow what I do, dance. And so this lady Apsara, it's also called the Apsara that way, and she started dancing, beautiful. Then follow with the step by step, and then after sometimes then his dance movements go touch into the head with your arms like the and then he turning to the Basmashwar, he's been turning to the come became an assess. So in that terms, like there's a lot of history in the Apsaras. Apsara is appear for like the any bad things it is happenings, then they appears to transformations, making that a transformation to be happen. There's also the lots of abadanas in the Basundara Abadana. It's about uh, there's the kings, the royalties have a big problems, and then people are so much sufferings and like a pandemic. And king have a many wife and doesn't go along, and they didn't care the countries and like falling apart and nobody listening. So, and then they sending from the heaven to Shita Vubana with the Basundara send it to beautiful girls. And then this Buddha, this kings was like, whoa, this is like amazing where this came from, how's that happening, where this, what is they are trying to do, this is something wrong thing happening. And then they make it that to run, and first of all, like they play different roles and they get together in a unusual, like it's kind of like a pandemic, like a lot of people are suffering, and suddenly like a beautiful two ladies there. And so, and then kings, they hear about that, so king want to see and meet them. And then king like, okay, just follow me. So, and then they make you follow, and then they just run away. They just run away and then just keep following, they're looking for, and then it end in the crazy jungle. And then they teach you like what you need to do, good things for the nations. Then other history in the same Abadana, they like the king doesn't show up because the bad queens doesn't allow to go to see this beautiful ladies there, and then they turning into a wild boar. So they started breaking all their gardens, and then like a king like, wow, something's really crazy thing happening right now, I have to kill them. So the wild boar run into that same door way where the king goes. So king get the horse and run after them, and then they end up in the crazy jungle. King got a loss, and then king need to follow up with that in a certain way, and they became as the way they took to the kings, which is they are doing the spiritual practice, and they make it to the transformation happening. So there's lots of history, and also in the Buddha's view, also in the Tina has mentioned about the Lalit Bistra. Lalit Bistra is about the Buddha's life being quoted very detailed, detail quoted about the Buddha's life, and Buddha's life. So many uh, so many apsaras is there to Buddha to help to how he can practice, and he I mean the king tried to father try to keep him in the house. They bring in that so beautiful girls and make them crazy, so they forget about the living house. But there's lots of apsaras. It's come to the Siddhartha. He like guide them to, you need to live, you need to practice. And there's lots of history has been mentioned. And also when you talk about the Buddha's histories in apsara, I mean, Apsara is not only the females. Apsara is not only the males and females part. Apsara can be any others, animals or all sentient being. That could be the Apsara. And if you look into the Buddhist history, there is a so up that is in the Buddha's life. Wherever he goes there, all the different animals are like you know, surprised Buddha was there. And then all the animals just came together and started offering the food, and especially the monkeys and elephants, all different peoples, all different creatures. Somehow, like it's something that you do good things for the nations, something that you help to the nations. They, as they became as the Apsara, so help you to liberate, like in a, Buddha's history. I'm going to point at some of the Buddhist pictures to just to get you understandings that what that significance, the meanings here in the Buddhist life. I mean, look at this. Maya Devi's dreams as the white elephants. Like that is the auspicious dreams for the Maya Devi, and entering to the in the bellies. Then so it is give auspicious signs for the, it will be giving a birth to the Buddha. So Apsara in that terms, it is became as the elephant in here. And then Buddha's, so Buddha's give the bird. This is in the Lumbini. That is the original statues been made it into Lumbini, where the Buddha birthplace in Nepal. So as soon as the Buddha came out to the earth, and there's the all the apsaras from the heavens, the pourings, the sour of the flowers, and there's also the many. It's not like the female deities, female apsara. There's also the male part of that, also the offering. And also the other part, which is also, wherever he step, it's just like a blossoming nature. Nature is like apsara. Wherever he step the feet, it's just like a blossoming the flower. So nature even give him for welcomings. So give him for a pleasure, give him for the joy, and all the nationwide is giving the joy. So you can see that is as soon as he walked through it, he stepped in the flower. That is the apsara in that sense, like it is in the natures in the flowers. And then the Buddha was meditating for a long period of times. Then Sujata came to offer the rice pudding. Imagine that rice puddings, he doesn't have it. He may not get enlightened there. He's got about to get enlightened, but he needed food. He was been suffering with the hungries, and suddenly it's, they appear with the food as the Sujata, just like offer. And then when he have it a little bit, and then he started meditating, that's what's the liberation happening. So Apsara in that sense, like, okay, the spirit know that is, if you are doing practice and doing in the dharma and helping to others, they will help you no matter what it's making happens. In the comes with a different form. It doesn't need to be a nymphs. It doesn't need to be a angel, but they are as the angels, but as a human form, they comes with that way. It's very naturally happening. And if you see that is he's in, even like at the elephants, he was meditating, he needed food, monkeys there, elephant there, all the creature there to help. Whatever they can find of food, but they need a food. And in the artistic way, they usually draw those things. And then if you come to Nepal, like every corners, if you see that is, they are offering goddesses in every corners. They always have there in something that is helping. And they are like the Buddhas, wherever Buddha is there somebody there, which is one side is protections and other side is making comfort for the Buddha's life and Buddha's moving. And when the Buddhas was enlightened, you can see that is all the Buddhas, all the, everybody comes and offer, because everybody is such a joy, because now we have a real Buddhas in this planet. So people's, everybody's come there in a different forms, in a different ways. And it's also the carve, offering the flowers from the heaven realm. This is one of my brother's painting. So you can see that it's like all the apsaras there. And not only apsaras there, it means there's all the god and goddesses, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwari in the Hindus, and anything she can imagine, they comes for the Buddha's process and a Buddha's returning to his home in the Lumbini. And those are also, you can see that the musical instrument. I mean, there are the different faces with the animals. They are such a joy because, and then all the creatures is there. You can even see this, you know, every creature is like, anytime draw the Buddha's pictures, and it picked Buddha's, wherever they, all the creature is so happy. They just singing, and whatever they start, the animals start dancing and joyfully, like, whoa, this is great. So if you look into these pictures, every animals in that, you know in that city or in that place, in that village, they are come to honor. So they are came as different forms. They are not the human body, but they came with a different form. So there's many difference, like even like a snakes. I mean, so making comfort, which is called sesanagas, they call, which is giving a comfort for the Buddha. So he did such an amazing job, or he did such amazing liberations to it. He was there for the liberating every sentient beings. So that's why every sentient beings try to give a liberations, try to give a, a transformations to be happen. That's why every creature's around there. So, and then it is especially in the Nyawa Buddhist tradition, they just like any Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they always there for the, I'm what I have, please take it. And this means like the other side is Apsara is like the completely generosity. And what you needed, you get it as the practitioner. It's like as the dharma followers, as the dharma, they will help for whatever's needed to be. So many, that's the Pirtip Day, they also hold for the place, hold for the, in a different form, they will come. You will see that is in any tiny stupas in anywhere. They always keep that is like, I am honored. This is the enlightened, not only Buddha, but other deities too. You can see this, tools in here as well. So, and also if you see that is in the close up, I mean, this is the tiny little things there. It's always people are holding a little mala to offer in the center deities. It doesn't need to be a Buddhist. It doesn't need, this is a Buddhist, it's considered a Tara. It is about a 7th century statue from India. I think that that is, I got it. So, and then it's like, if you see this, only the mala, like a monkey come with the jackfruit to offer. This for me. And then people are music and dance, so that's why it's the Gandharva. Gandharva means that it's a musical concert in a translation into the Sanskrit, into the English. That means musically. And also the other part of the music is the only way to make you happy, only way to make you liberate, only way to just to relax. What do you call that? It's like you living into the heaven rooms. That's why it's the Apsaras came that way. They are like the living in a heaven room with such a joy, such a powerful energy there, and then it just bring you completely transformations is happening. And then if you practice the Dharma and short practice and other practice, I mean, you will see that it's like this. It's a swan. Somebody come and look at their swan. There's a dragons come appears in a, this is just a simple way somebody draw this most powerful temple in Nepal, which is Swayambhunath Bodhanath, and also the previous Buddha place, which is Namo Buddha, where the Buddha, before the Buddha, he was cutting his meat to offer to the, and there's a practitioner practicing, and then appearings with a different form. And this is also the interesting, the pictures with the offering to the sun with the angel, look like an angel. So that's Apsara, they always have wings. That is considered. And some are just to appear in a different way. So And then also I want to show you these pictures also, just to symbols in a medicine Buddha. I mean, they have all the five Buddhas around here. And then anytime they make it paintings, they use it making it so perfect and so make you come and relax. And because of they keep the suns and the moon there. I mean, sun and the moon in always in the right place. That's right side and left side. They keep it that way. And also the whatever you can keep that it's a mirror offering, and then it's also lions. This is basically Tibetan tankas, and in our tankas also the same way. So they appears to what make you in a comfort and what make you like even just be present to see and look at. It's make you just feel like a you liberating body and making transformations. So that's the mean for Apsara. I mean, every corners in the Nepal, in the temples, in the courtyard, in the any corners, there is Apsara. That means that way in a sense, like when you build the temples, temple is built for the spirituality to grow, where you can get a liberation, where you can get a comfort, where you can get a joy and a happy. And that is the concept. And every doorways, they bring in that Apsara. This is the male Apsara. You can see that it's with the mustache in it. I mean, there's not only the male, in Apsaras, in the traditions, they, Apsara means mostly like in the, is they call the women's the beautiful Dakini, the beautiful Dakinis they call. But in the history, there's also the males and the females. It's also called Apsaras. So if you see that is corner, and then other part, it's like there's a crocodile kind of there. It's have a connected to the in the doorways in the there's a connected to rain seasons, rainy. It's a part of the rain. That's a crocodile. Usually in Nepal they use as the tap. They use like a water sources, and water sources it's help you to whatever you need it. Because of the water you can grow everything. So those are in the symbolic way, it's been appearing in the every temple doorways. They are is as the offerings, as the for me it's like those are also the apsaras. They give you that a symbolic gesture, because this is the comfort place. This is where you can get to the what you needed. This is a place where you can grow things here. This is a place where you can easily live life easily. That's kind of symbolic gesture is being so you can see that the crocodiles in the feet have their and then beautifully relaxing in there. So, and some are like the other deities, and if you see that it's in the details in here, tiny little details, they always have and then crocodile kind of mystic. This is not the really crocodile, but it is called a hitimanga, that's we call. They always in the doorways, it's always in the what do you call that, is in a top bar, they always have. So so there's the other side. And then if you look into there's auspicious symbols, and so somehow they created, there's also if you see in the little corner here, this is the offering goddess is here too, tiny little one in so. And then if you see that this is the Avalokiteshvara temples in a Kathmandu Valley, I mean, you can see that every corners is like offering goddesses, and sometimes they appears as lions, dancing with the lions with the music. Feel like they are really dancing with the music. So that's I'm saying that Gandharva means that is with a musical concert. That means every creature can joyfully dance and make you into liberations with a meaningful way to transform. So any temple you call it is in the Indonesia, I mean offer, that means like what people need, water. So they came as in the artistic way in the Cambodia, it's giving like the water. And this is in the courtyard in a many temple. I mean, every courtyard, if you're looking there, there's so many offering goddesses in around here, either Hindu's temple or Buddhist temple. I mean, you will see this, they always have that way. So, and then Garuda is also the other part, which is that's I'm saying, talking about this one, always there. Hitimanga, that's we call. So those are be there for like a representing as the creatures which is safe. It represents as the safe uh, to be here. And Garuda represents as a conscious mind. Snakes represents as the this is the secretness. So so basically, like the Apsara is used, they are kind of secret in one side, and they was watchings over the times, and how much you are dedicated, how much you are motivated, how much you are practicing, how much you are doing for the community work. They always look after that. And then so once you get like everybody's honored and respect, then they will be there for you to help to more whatever you need it, they will help you to move forward. So those are the temple. And then also there's also the Echini also considered sometimes in this pinnacles in Nepal. They also sometimes they appear as Echini. They sometimes they come as the mother goddesses in offering goddesses, as the part of offering goddesses. So in the temple, and this are the 12th century statues in Nepal. This is also considered apsaras. And as you know, we talk a lot about in the dance part with the apsara to become an apsara or or having apsara same like the deities. You have to have the qualities with we call the six perfection, which it means generosity, which means disciplines with the feet and the hand with the ankle belts, the patience with the earrings, the crowns with the meditations, bindis in the head with the wisdom, belt with the enthusiastic effort. And every apsara, they also have it because they are the kind of in kind of like the enlightened because they're living in the twisted heaven realm. So they are the liberations, and that's why they are there as the you know the liberated people. So they want to help the other people to liberate. That's their job. So that's why they carry that. There are completeness of the six paramitas. So when you have a six paramitas, that automatically you are reaching to that point. So this is every doorways in Nepal. I mean, every temple they have a doorways, and they have those symbols, and they have an offering goddesses. It's always here in the top. They always offer to the center deities, and then this is also simple in everywhere. And Garuda is a conscious mind, so that's a repentance as the you can see from far away. We can see from far away. We can smell from far away. We have a conscious mind. We have that. That's the symbolize. And this is this is the same. Okay, this is a close up. And if you go to the temples, in a lots of temples, I mean, they are in the other side, like you know, they keep those animals, and they just show you that don't fool around here or don't make it up. What do you call that is? This is the secret place in one side. This is the holy place. You cannot fool around. So Apsara is there. You cannot fool around. You cannot mistake. You cannot lie. You cannot crazy things to do it. And every temple, as I say, there's also the surround with all the matrikas, the outer deities, outer mandalas, as the offerings for the center deities. And depending on the who was inside, in our temple we have, I will show you some of them, and those are the animals. They show like I am here for the protect this main deities which is in there. So it represents as like you know this place is a holy place. So any temple you can see that always stretch here. So they are the outer mandalas, and outer mandala deities. It's considered that in the Buddhist tradition we have a 16 offering goddesses. Other tradition they have a matrikas. They have a other protected deities around, depending on the center deities who is in the center deities. So if you go to Nepal, every temple you will see this. It's the thousands of years old. So and every corner, as you can see in the top part, second part, there's the layers with the who's going to the first levels and second levels and third levels, and every corner. And then also that they usually show that ways, keep the animals as the offerings and be also the protectings. You can fool around here. So that's kind of concept. Then when you come to the mandala, so that's the Apsara deities are always into the round in the circles of the mandala. This is the one of my brother's drawings. This is the Dharmadhata mandala. And so those are like they stay in the corners, 8 different corners, 4 different corners, and then each what we call 8 different corner, and then they go to all different corners. So they, mandala is being covered with the center deities, the offerings. And as I say, offering deities also can be apsara. It may not be necessary too. That's also the other part, because they are offering deities. It make you sure that those are the offering deities are give you the joy and happiness and every sensibilities you have in your brains and minds. It's help you to upliftings and make you realizations. That is about the offering goddesses. And as I say, this, you can see that's always in every corner. So this is like a layers with the 5 layers, but you can see that every corners there is. This is also Vajrayogini temples in the Saku. So this is also in the Kirtipur temples in the Kirtipur. I mean, every old temples you can see they are offering goddesses. And this is also a Hindu temple with the Shiva Parvati. You can see in the yogic ways, like the offerings in the yogic ways and the bowings, this consider that way. There's hundreds of Vishnu, but the Hindu deities, they also have so many offerings. They show that way. This is like before the paper. That's what they call write and read. Now they really craft that way, so people should connect it. What is the offering means, and how people get offerings. I mean, when you come to the general talk, and so general general way of saying like when you like if you are doing so good things, people just offer you simple things, food. If you need a food, people just come and offer you. And if you need a happy way of living, you know you can, people are coming. And some of the, in Nepal there's also the Apsara dance. For before I go through it, this Apsara also danger Apsara, so you have to be also the careful. It means look like an Apsara. They come with a musical instrument, but they can be the what do you call that? It's like the I don't know, Echini. You can also call it Echini. Echi is like the demon forces, but they comes with the beautiful way, like a same like a Apsara. And you, if you get confused, so if you done a conscious mind is not working, they they make you slap you and make you to the hell room basically. So we have to be careful. That's why in the Buddha's maras, when the Buddha's doing meditations, they become as the Apsara, and make you wake and make you transform, so you don't get the wisdom. And you can see also beautiful, they have a dancing. This is one of my brother's paintings. So they comes with a beautiful, hey, I'm a sexy, and the get up, so that can be. And then they also have a different animals ways. You can see that they are painted in a different way, and it's those animal faces which you see exact same in the, when the Buddhas was enlightenment, they played the music in the same way. But when it was Buddhas was meditating, they came in the same way. It's like a, they, music drum, but they are coming as the enemies. This is also one of my brother's paintings which I collected in my room. So we need to really careful with the Apsara. That's what I want to try to say. So those are the same animals which is play when the process of the Buddha. So you can see same musical instrument also you can see, but they are the devils right now. So That's what I'm saying, that this is, they are the same people, same, you know, their praises happily come, then next day they comes with the same way. And after that also, but there's just so many. This is like Bali, Indonesia's, there's so many, like even like when the Buddhas die, they all the trees been bowing like they're just collapsing slowly. So all the nature is like honoring, it's like, okay, time for the go. So the whole nature, it's become as the Apsara, and whole cosmic getting like an Apsara. And then also there's the sadhu came like, well, you're going away, take some things with my offer. I mean, the guy just came up like before you die, let me offer some things to make that offer for something. So, and this is the Nepali dance, which is called Apsara dance in Nepal. There's a once a year in a patterns, they do the Apsara dance. And Hotel Bajra also, we used to perform the Apsara dance there. But Apsara dance is like they have a certain movement, like make you that come in, try is like a hypnotizing and make you attraction. This is one of my friends actually perform in that part of the festivals. And they make you, they didn't have that much, lots of different step. They have a certain step. There's also a YouTube video you can watch, but it is just, it's a drums, music, it's just like a kind of hypnotizing, it's make you watch. And this is the actually guy, he dressed up like a girl. So he's a famous dancer in Nepal. So he also took my classes in Nepal, in when I was teaching the Charya dance. So yeah. And then the Cambodians, and they have many different dance in Apsara dance everywhere. So they, you know, it's a beautiful, the whole idea is like an Apsara dance, in China, in Japan, in every countries, it's making beautiful. But in the modern Apsara dance, in maybe the in America with the belly dancings, I mean, and if you see in the old temple, they usually have all the Apsaras in there. This is sort of Cambodia, Bali's, Indonesia's. This is actually in the Bali, and they also have a so that is how beautiful, how sexy. I mean, that's the whole Apsara's part. So beautiful way of presenting. And in I mean, the worlds for me is like other part. So what I'm mentioning about the history in the early day. So this is the Basma Sura, and this is a lady came with that as make you dance and teach and transformation. So there's also drama being played. They also have a movies being made it based on that history. And he was like a giant powerful, and then the lady come there and transformed and making that. So that's why they made the whole history, and she was just like, wow, what is this? Is like a staring with that, is this going to change it, this so historically that's became. So if you don't have awareness, that's the Indian classical dance. So I'm coming to the more into the, and so all the yogis and yoginis, dakas and dakinis, and the liberation people, they always have an apsara with them to go anywhere. So that's why they're guided by the spirit. It's, in my sense, they are the apsaras, and they always have a clear visions and a clear path. When you're thinking about in the old days, like people travel to the one place to other place, like Nepal, India, China, Japan, Tibet, those people know where to go. There's no such a road, but they have a guided, it's a spirit, because they are dedicated masters, and then they move on. And especially in your tradition, this is like a offering goddess is really, really important, as it is kind of like the center deity and also sensual way of offerings. So that's why Apsara for me is like a sensual way of offering. So when you offer something, you have a bring that awareness inside the body. Every part, like if you think about that, it's like a Bajrabini, Bajram Setam, Bajramini, every little offering, it have a deep meanings. And this is also the different instruments make you minds in a different way of awakenings things happening. So that's also idea. Also, the when you're listening that part, they always keep it the mantras in behind there. So hung, trang, rings, and those are the mantras. Also, it's once you're listening that sounds, it's going to the deeper, and it's making the different way it's created in the body, and you just built in the transformations could be happening. There's also the many in the tantric texts, without mudras, without movement, without offerings, without uh, musical instrument. Even the Hebajra Tantra, literally like a without music and dance, there's no way to liberations. So the idea is like the when you think about that those when you are meditating in a jungle, or when you are meditating in a cave, those creatures, early mornings with the all birds and sounds and the waters and the winds, and those are the vibration, those are the sound, those are the music which make you peaceful, make you calm, make you relax, make you just go more to deeper into your body. And more you deeper into the body, more and more you start to moving with the body, more and more you have a connectings and awareness you can create in your every parts in the body. And that's where the liberation comes. That's why in the apsaras or gandharvas, they are using that instrument so you can calm and relax your minds, so you can wherever you need to be or where your destinations as a practitioner is guide you there for your destinations as a practice. That's why in the tantra it's like you have to move, you have to get moving, you have to certain things so energy can move into the. This is one of the studies persons wrote this in, it's I think so county museums, this one. So but this is in the Nepal, there's in the wall paintings with the offering goddesses. So wherever is that rituals happening, there is also uh, offerings happening in the music and dance is happening. This is our temples. So and the each positions and each movement is, as I say, this is like a uh, then also the between there we have a around with there it according to traditions we have a four different animals. It's lion represents as the kingdoms of this done full around in this place. And then there's also the dragon. It's their other part. It's a very powerful and strong displays. Don't, if you have a negative thought, negative mind, don't even fool around, don't even come here. That's kind of concept. And then it's also the sheep. This is a place where we not uh, harm anyone's. We we don't harm anybody. And there's also the Garuda, which is the bird. Basically, it is we have a conscious mind. That is the practice is happening here. We have a conscious mind. We have a conscious awareness. We can see from far away. We can smell from far away. That is the practice happening here. So beware with that. So that's kind of concept. It's giving into the those tools. So you can see all the drummings and this is all instrument. As I say, each instrument is it's clickings to the minds and the bodies. It's make you wake. It's like something that you hit in the brain so you can wake in a certain nerve in the bodies. So that's why we call also the five syllables mantra, which is also connected to the five senses. Also, it's connected to the chakras in the body. So this is a symbols. This is in our temple. So all rounds we have 16 of them, and then 4 singings, dancings, and that's the sheep kind of like a wrathful sheep kind of. So flower offerings, incense of perfume offerings. Those are the symbolic meanings with the what you needed. In other side, in offering goddesses, is what you need to liberate, what you need to go beyond. That's why it's the apsaras. Like there's no having what do you call that? It's apa means that having nothing beyond after that. So when you have a taste, you cannot go beyond than a taste. If you have the smells, fragrance, you cannot go beyond than that. You just enjoy there and have it. And then this is the truthness. That's why it's that like a truthness. Energy is a truth. It's in the grounding. It's real. That's what's so here. So every temples in the Kathmandu valleys, there's a hundreds of hundreds. That's what they built for that, to keep the awareness for all sentient beings, every place. There's also 16 offering goddesses in here too, but I don't know where that picture go. But also the in a patterns, this is the one is the oldest temples, oldest stupa in a pattern, and there's also the every corners have a 16 of offering goddesses. But the Binihu, so they have a Binihu, Midengehu, Murje are there's in the corners that has have a all the offering goddesses there. Smale, Aloke, Kande, I don't know, Miro, Darpana, flower, offering garlands, flower. And then also this appears in a many different form. As I say, they are Naga's ways, Someone just there, they just offer for to make you liberate. Whatever it is, conditions and the tradition. So they comes with this part. So my way of saying the is Apsara is the Apsara is that is the truthness to, if you are a good persons, you are helping for the community, you are helping to the others, or you're doing good job for your practice, and you are doing amazing to the awakenings in a part of the awakenings of body. You are practicing and you followed in a spiritual path. It doesn't matter whether any religious, any path you follow with that, and with your good intentions to help others and making happy to others, then Apsara will be with you anywhere you go, any place you go. I have Apsaras, which is psychic told me that is in my bodies have somebody there standing in my shoulder always. And then someone see that like I was walking somewhere, you come with somebody always. Why that? I don't come with anybody's. Oh, you have somebody's in my shoulder. It's a white bodies and sitting there with the very relaxing with the king asana and sit there and relax. And why is there? I said that she want to help me to move forward. I said, what is his name? What is when he was there? Oh, he was for a long time. And what is his name? His name is Ajwan, he say. And then how long he's been there? How I can see? And like someone just communicating this guy who is sitting, and then like at a and then I asked that how I can see. I want to see that is, and they just giggle like a laughing. They didn't give a right answer. And then like how could be? So I try many times to meditate to see this guy who is in my right shoulder and helping me to grow my spiritualities and helping me to liberating. It's like you know why I cannot see myself like only other person see. And other person, there's also the one lady in Portland. I was working at tea house that period of time. There's a one lady walk by, sees a scanner of the body, and she always like when you walk by, she want to see me first. And whenever she come to the garden, she always want to see me. And then my questions is always there. Like she mentioned to me, like you have a father with me always. What? I carry my father with me. I was surprised, like, what are you talking about? I didn't get it. And oh, behind something there, you carry always there. Who's that? It's like my father. Hmm? My father passed away is 20, 21 years before. I mean, still my father is there, but is there somebody there? So idea I'm trying to tell you is Apsara is everywhere. Doesn't need to be Apsara, it's come from the heaven realm. The Apsara is in your bodies, every individual body, they have Apsara, which is if you do good things, they will be there for you to help and they liberate you whatever they can. Also, idea is like uh, they are, as I say, like Apsara, there, they always look for you to how they can help to liberate and move forward in the liberations. So if you are practicing, that's why it's, when you go to the lamas and the high lamas go to the teaching, they always like a sun shining, sometimes rainbow appear, and like a how could be happen in the, there's no signs of the rains or anything, but rainbow appear. They saw that way is like these apsaras is as the rainbows, it's appear, and sometimes they die. I mean, the rainbow appears it from nowhere. So those whole idea is those are, they give you the symbolic gesture and give you the presence and honor and respect, because your contributions to the world is give that honorings, as you saw that is you're doing some amazing job for this country after death. Also, this will be carried on. So for me, it's like that is the apsara is. Apsara is not only the physical bodies. Apsara means also the spiritual. That means that it was, having nothing beyond after its truthness. So truthness, whatever you do, the truth and follow the truthness, and there will be apsara with you all the times. So you don't need then if you need seeking for that as in I want to get it, I want to get it, then your desire doesn't come through apsara there. You have to be free from the desire, free from uh, the attachment, free from the angers and hatreds and anything. Live in a freely, in a joyful way, and think about how you can benefit to the others, to help others, and they will be the apsara for you and guide you all the times. That's I can say. So I'm going to stop here because time is over, and also we have a 15 minutes. Maybe we should have a question answer. We have 10 more minutes, but anybody have a questions for the Tina and me? So we'll be open for the question answer. Yeah, and and if you have a questions, please unmute, and I'm going to make it this to the galleries.
So I have a question. I don't know if this is better for Prajwal or for Tina, but I was wondering, because of the relationship to music and dance, whether the Apsaras were related in any way to Saraswati.
Yeah. Well, Saraswati is considered the deities. So she is also the consort of the, I think so, Brahma or Vishnu. So that is considered. So it's appear as the uh it's like the giving liberations, giving joyful way of giving that way. Saraswati is like the goddess of wisdom, it's considered. And then the wisdom is like the music and dance, that is referred with that way in the history. So that if you have a music, if you have a dance, that's a way you can connect it to the inner part of the body and make you awakenings inner part of the body. Because dancing is like a mostly Western dance, like they just move with the physical body. But when you come to the secret dance, you have to be know what you're moving, what is the meaning behind there. Once you have a movings with the inner part of body awakening, then you are awakenings inner part of the body. So that's the dance is about. Without knowing, you cannot move the body in the traditions. So that's a Saraswati is, I mean, you can take it as the Apsara, but in a historically, she's already the, in the Hindu god, the top levels of the goddess. So that is considered there. So
Thanks.
yeah, powerful. So